We are literally having already stepped into where the road ends and we're going beyond it. And in the age of Aquarius, as Father and I have been talking, he keeps taking me back to this verse in verse 20, that the Son and the Father gladly lets his Son in on everything he's doing. Everything he's doing. Which means you and I, if there is a reaction response mechanism, that we fall back on what's familiar, which is, Lord, I just want to be your glory in the earth. I don't know, but I'm here to represent you in all ways and things. Now, please don't misunderstand me. That's important to have that heart posture, right? That's a foundation of I am my Father and my Father and I are one. And that heart posture of I only do what I see my Father doing, that submitted heart, that is important. But that's not the sole position, because there's other things that go with that humbled heart. There are things that go with that posture of Lord, here am I. There are other things that go with that. One of those is that you know what your Father is doing because you watch him and you see what he's doing. Because the Father takes great delight and pleasure in telling and showing sons what he's doing. He takes great pleasure in partnering with us from a place of knowing, not a place of, not exclusively a place of, I'm just following his lead. I'm just going along. He loves and takes pleasure in being able to say to you and I, well, what do you want to do? I want to do what you want to do. Where does that come from? Where does that heart posture of our Father come from? Trust. It comes from trust. It comes from relationship. It comes from a relationship that has been cultivated in that silent place, in that quiet place. I only do what I see my Father doing. The Father gladly lets his Son in on everything he does and will continue to show him works of most significant proportion, which will astound you. How does that even happen? When you and I step into that place with Father, that we're looking from eternity into the earth. When we're looking from the position we sit with Father in eternity, in, if you will, the heavens, in that place of another language, heart-brain coherence, where we sit with Father and look at what he's showing us, look at what he's doing, and then releasing that in the earth. In that place, we have access to all things. And part of the age of Aquarius is you and I understanding we no longer have to live out of a place of, I don't know, but I trust Father. Now, I'm not saying those times won't happen, not saying that. But we are being invited into a greater measure, a greater place, a greater walk of relationship that we do know, because I am the resurrection and the life. If Father showed Yeshua, he's showing you and I. And might I say, this was before resurrection. This was before resurrection. So I think we've left a couple things on the table, just assuming that it was good enough for us to say, well, I don't know, but I'm just gonna keep walking. And again, there's no condemnation in any of it. We're learning and we're growing and we're expanding our identity. We're expanding. What was it in verse 21? our awakened Zoe life that is within us. Father is expanding our awareness of, oh my goodness, this is me. This is how you and I roll, Father. This is what we do. You know, the back several years ago when Jay invited Lisa Hoover and I to go with them to Europe for that assignment to Auschwitz and London and Rome, for like a week, 10 days, I would ask the Lord, Father, do you want me to go? And he said nothing. He said nothing. My heart was positioned in whatever, Father, whatever you want me to do, you got my yes. And he said nothing for 10 days. Let's just, I can't remember exact date, but it was about 10 days. And then one day I'm sitting there and I was like, Lord, do you want me to go? And I just felt this prompting to say, after he didn't answer me, and I'm sitting there patiently waiting because my heart really does want to know what he wants. And that's all of us. We don't want, our heart is submitted to, Father, I want to do what you want to do. But do you know what he said to me? Kym, I want to do what you want to do. What do you want to do? And I said, I want to go. I want to go. And he said, okay, let's go. That is who we are with him. That's not just Kym. That is who we are with him. He wants us, not just because he wants to throw all these things on us and wow our brain. He wants us to know by desire that we have that relationship with him. He wants us to know by desire that we can say, Lord, this is what I want. And not hold back or say, well, that might be awfully presumptuous of me, or is that Father's will? Or goodness, I don't even know. I mean, is my heart right about it? Maybe I'm being selfish. All those things that religion has taught us and caused us to hold back truth that is right here.